Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good Tuesday in the market. It's June 23rd. We're going to review 0-day options today on SPY and this small account challenge. Here's the 30-minute chart. This is, I think this is Eric's, or it's DG's, not sure. You can find his Discord in the link in the description below. He's SPY day trading on YouTube. Gap down on news today, and gap equals trap oftentimes. So gap and just built liquidity with just a massive wedge today. Here's the 5-day up here, cross back below the 20. Next target I would say is daily bottom Bollinger for the bears. Otherwise, jumping back up above the moving averages. Here's our gap fill. There's the 5-day. Let's get into these trades. So Ivy was a little higher today. These candles are larger initially. Like some of these are 1-point candles. So keeping small scale for that reason. My first trade is at 9:58. So I saw this. It's funny. I wasn't thinking of a trade here, but then I was like, wait, I could take a trade there. I charted purple here. Charted purple here, and it's kind of not paying attention right here. And I'm like, wait, it broke. I could throw that in for break and retest trade. And by the time I thought of that, it was like here. And so I was waiting for it to retest purple to get an entry on calls, but it didn't really give me one. So didn't get an entry for this little move. Not great structure. We have a little inverse head and shoulder here, but really it's just a break of this tapering purple. And then a retest. Clear stops. So yeah, did see that, but until it was a little too late. Could have gotten on this candle, but yeah, I wanted better test. Anyways, broke it again, and I am in a call. Where's my first call? I think it's a call. No, my first trade is actually a put. Oops. 9:58. In a put. Okay, yeah. So I didn't have this purple up here. And then I'm thinking, okay, gold is bullish controlled selling. But at this point, I'm looking for a retracement, build a structure, a little inverse head and shoulder. And then I'm like, wait, this is finding resistance on purple again. But that's after I already took this trade. So got to put here for clear stop on gold. Broke through it at 59, and I was out of it. This was 42 cents to 40, so real tight little stop there. I got nice fills both ways, so not a big loss at all. Rallied up, and I did have purple in there by then. Let's see, then at 10:03. So broke that purple, and I didn't get in here. I was trying to be patient for a retest. I got one here. And then I held through all this. Put another purple up here. It actually was here. Whoops. I didn't do that till later, but oh yeah, I threw that in there for the support over here. Anyways, had a call there, held through all this. I almost stopped out on this one, and it's just showing a little bit of support, so I actually bought another one right here. It's either buy more here or stop out on the break of that purple. So I bought another one, same price actually right here. And then had a nice green candle. I mean, this candle, 737.66, 737.56. That candle's almost a point, just that one. And I sold one on this candle. I think this was up here at that point. So I sold one like right about here, close to the top of that purple. And then the next one I was going to hold for a break of green. This candle made up like a whole another point, and then it dojied. I'm like, oh shoot. So sold that next one right here. I think, yeah, 10-11. But these candles are large enough. I was up pretty good then. So those $1.48 for those buys. The first sell was $1.73. Second sell was $1.69. So not bad. It kind of kept grinding up, but started to taper here at the top of the range with purple controlling it. So at this point, I'm looking for either structure or just a break of one of these purples to indicate it's tapering, and then looking for gold to find resistance to get puts. Doesn't have to necessarily break purple, but that's a good sign for me that we are starting to actually taper. If it just kind of keeps coming up and finding support, you know, it's not going to do anything. So first good sign was here. Next one was here. Then did it here. My gold kind of fell apart. I don't know. I think Eric had a steeper one. We'll get into that though. Let's see. Next one was at 1036. This was a put. So I saw this one and I missed it. I wanted to enter on that gold, but I just didn't catch it. And so I waited, and I got one on this candle, 1036, just about right here. Another little candle. This is a wedge trade. Zami, I mean, it's in a pretty tight channel. Not really any structure here. I mean, ideally it's an inverse cup. I'm trying to catch the top of, or the bottom of the cup, the inverse cup. Or just to catch for the inverse head if it's formed. And then had a nice big candle. I put this gold down here because this looked like was controlling the selling up until that point. And it could have built an inverse head. I could have just kept selling down gold. But at any rate, it had a nice almost 1 point candle there. So I sold it right there. That was 134 to $1.61. Yeah, I got it here, sold it here, like right about there. And so yeah, I'd almost fully recovered from yesterday's red day on that account at that point. And so far that action has been pretty crappy, so I was happy with that. Next trade was at 11:10. This was a call. Yeah, so this was my last chart here was purple, right? I didn't have anything flatter than this. And so this nice wick here, and I am into a call once it broke my green, which was actually a little different then. But yeah, it had broken my steepest selling on this candle, so got into a call here with purple as my support, my stop. However, this seems to usually not work, so I need to probably not do this anymore, because if it makes it all the way down to the other end of the wedge, I feel like it almost always breaks through. So if I'm catching it on a support or resistance, doing it as it's going that direction is probably better than it slamming into it, if you know what I mean. So in this case, it was finding resistance and hitting it, so getting puts. And this was it slamming into it or bouncing on it on the edge of this wedge, my wedge at least. So yeah, and this could be because of my charting also, because if I had it charted perfectly down here, then this would have been a great spot to get calls, of course, anywhere in here. But I'm not sure. I feel like I just usually, these trades oftentimes don't work out for me. 97 cents at 11.05. For those reasons I meant, was it 11.05? Oh, I'm sorry, 11.10. Closed out at 11.16 for 82 cents. So once it broke that purple, I was out. What I was looking for is this is the inverse head for this shoulder, and we continue going up. In the longer time frame, though, we are still kind of bearish after this big sell-off. So, yeah, that's why I can't be too bullish at that point. But even the bearish continuation failed. Never even complete the inverse cup until nope, still hasn't. So yeah, then I gave back some on that last trade, and then I was pretty much done. I had like $70 in buying power left, and I remembered on Webull I can't trade the last 20 minutes, so I was like, I'll just save that. So I saved that. Saved that on E-Trade, and I flipped over to Webull. And Webull's trades. So 11.16 was my first one. That was a put. So for a break of this purple, I got a put right there. And at this point, I actually did look at Eric's chart, thinking he probably has another line down here that I need to pay attention to, because I don't have it. Okay. Here's Eric's 1 minute chart. 11.16. So for him, by the time I was in this trade and looked at his chart, it was already down here. So I was already kind of green on it. His selling algo, or yeah, is this one, which is not as steep as mine. See, mine's steeper. And I actually adjusted this. Mine was steeper, and then I adjusted it some to reflect closer to his, because this would have actually stopped me out right here. And I don't think I'm out at that point. Nope. So thankfully I did adjust it, so I was able to hold for a little more of the trade, because I glanced at his and I thought I'll give it a little more room. However, if I'm looking at his, from earlier, it broke it up here. So for mine, it broke it right, yeah, right there. So I don't know who's right, but I don't get why his bottom red one here, it's not connected to anything. It's not on the wick, it's not on these, it's just floating there. So I don't get that. But anyways, yeah, so I used his chart at that point to help guide this one, which it did help there, and then also to potentially take profit in case this wasn't the final boss, which basically this magenta was his final boss. So that helped me. So I got it for 87 cents, closed it for $1.20. So it was a pretty actually big trade. I closed it at 11.25. Wow, I actually bottom ticked it. Right here. So this was more based on my chart, on my green. So these resistances, and then it hitting the bottom of that support. I didn't fully get it there. I got like right here, but I was like, I'm gonna just take it here. He didn't have this red there, of course, at that point. I kind of thought I was just gonna complete the inverse cup since it broke at his final magenta. So yeah, that trade put me up pretty good on the Webull account then too. So stoked on that. I was kind of just done and wanted to just kind of wait around and see what happened. Wait for inverse cup or something else. But then I was looking at his chart and I'm like, just watching it. I'm like, well, maybe it's gonna retest. Maybe his lines are right. It's gonna retest. So it did kind of retest. But on my chart, it's like it's not the way I've had it charted. It's just not doing that. So I didn't take it on the retest, but then it came down and broke his magenta, and then of course I'm charting purple again, which is right here, and it broke mine. And I have a little head and shoulders here. To me, outside of the main structure, and it's same for his. It broke it. So yeah, this is where it hurts me to look at his chart. So I got back in at 11.38 on that one. And this happens to everybody. Like, I guess it just, yeah, I don't, yeah. So I got back in 11.38. Or put there $1.10, close out for 11.43 for 87 cents on this one. Yeah, I waited a little longer because on mine it was like purple, and actually, yeah, it was like right there. So kind of went against me on that one a bit. Was that? Some of these I had 2 on. No, I guess I only had 1 on all of them. Oh, okay, the last one there. Yeah, so I gave back quite a, or yeah, I gave back some there. Not a whole lot actually. Not too bad. Still kind of tweaking my Webull to show me what I wanted to see. Or what I want to see. 11.38. Yeah, so it's in that one. Closed out 11.43. Next one's at 11.53. This was a put. I think I stopped looking at his chart at that point. Yeah, I did. This was for gold. Wait, sorry, 11.53. Oh, back here, that was so confusing. Yeah, 11.53 right here. For gold is my resistance. VWAP support, I thought, okay, this is the shoulder, this is the little head to keep coming down. I have gold for my resistance, we also hit VWAP. It also just broke my green buying. So I was in a put right here. Yeah, 43, 11.53. Yeah, right here I was in a put for 82 cents. This one I held until 12.01. Wow, I held that one until 44 cents. That's crazy. That one almost lost half of its value. Huh. Is that right? 53 to 12.01, yeah. Yeah, so that one gave back all my profits, and then it was red, I think. Crazy just in that little range. Yeah, I held it too long. I mean, on that, it's basically once that candle closes when I closed it. So, yeah, that sucked. 1201. Next year is at 1453. I was in a put. So, hung out for all of this, just in a chop. I mean, yeah, all of this. We hadn't completed any cups. So I was just letting it do its thing. Until down here. Yeah, we have a little head and shoulders here. Yeah, and it had just broken this gold selling. So I thought about even getting it on this break. And then it came up, made a little head and shoulder here. And so I jumped in there. And of course, this red wasn't there at that point. I jumped in at 53. Buy. Shoot. I don't know why I scaled up right here. I bought 3 of them. 53, 53, and 54. Yeah, I bought 3 right here. I really don't understand why I did that, actually. And sold out at 58 on that candle. So popped out pretty quick on that one, thankfully. But still, yeah, 73 cents, 74 cents, 74 cent. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Oh, I did sell one. I mitigated my risk. One of them, while I was just hanging out and wasn't moving, I'm like, I'm just going to sell one of these. Sold one for break even and sold the last 2 for 58 cents. And then that was it. Yeah, there was no 10-minute move. There was nothing. And yeah, today was just big chop fest. Here's E-Trade, those first few trades. Yep. So on E-Trade, which is the main one we've been tracking for this small account, we are green today. Not recovered from yesterday, about halfway there. 56 bucks. And then on Webull, we're up yesterday pretty good. Today, back down a little bit. Gave back like half. Down 31 today. So, glad I didn't trade any more. Happy I didn't trade through any of this stuff. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's a way you could catch some of the stuff. I didn't have stuff charted though. Like, I mean, you'd have to, if you charted something like this, then yeah, maybe you could have caught it there. But yeah, there's really no structure. You're in the middle of a range. We had a big gap. I don't know. I was kind of looking for. Oh yeah, I was actually waiting for a trade. Where it was? Oh, right here. So I had this line drawn here for an inverse cup. I'm like, all right, once this inverse cup closes, I'll look for a handle, and that's kind of what I was looking for here. But it ended up just finding safety into end of day. So kind of a wash today. I don't know. Overall, I guess I'm up, but yeah, feels bad because I kind of started good and was happy, and then gave back quite a bit. So as opposed to yesterday, I started bad and then made back almost all of it. Anyways, let me know what you guys have for suggestions in the comments below. Thank you. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Peace out.